So now I see the pit, and it says danger steep vertical cliff, and I'm hauling 64,000 pounds. Okay, no falling. That would be bad. Okay, guys, I just basically completed my boyhood dream. I got to drive this brand new dump truck and take it off-road and go down into our active mine and quarry load rock. 34,000 pounds of it in this brand new Western Star 49X. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how it does off-road. Yep, off-road. And also I'll show you all the new features. Let's get going. In this video, you'll see me going over several obstacles. Then we're going to show you a special feature it has called rock free mode, where a truck can get itself unstuck. And then of course, loading and unloading of gravel, which is a ton of fun. But before we do that, let me tell you a little bit about the truck. So the chassis on these brand new 49X vocational trucks, which are very specialized for each specific task, the whole frame has been updated. Overall, the trucks are about 350 pounds lighter than they were before. And it's all about this, right? It's all about upfitting the truck for different jobs. That's what vocational means. In this case, it's this giant PTO operated dump truck. And yes, it has 5 axles. It's got 2, tandem axles in the back with locking differentials. It's got 2 lift axles, of course, the other steering axle up front. Powering up. I just fired up this engine, DD16 16-liter Detroit diesel, and a 7-speed Allison automatic transmission with a torque converter. So this is kind of a little bit different feeling. This truck by itself weighs about 30,000 pounds. That's an empty weight. And then we're gonna pick up about 34,000 pounds of gravel. And this is just a dream come true. I'm playing in the quarry, in a dump truck, in the latest generation of a dump truck, nonetheless. Let's see what powers this beast. So in order to open the hood, there are a couple of latches, one on each side. So there's one on the driver's side. I can feel the engine is still warm because this truck's been working all day. And then it's assisted, so the hood goes forward, kind of like on my Hummer H2 truck. Everything on this truck is supersized, including the engine, the turbocharger. This is the DD16, Detroit diesel 16-liter, gigantic engine. The power rating on this particular one is 560 horsepower and 1,850 pound-feet of torque. Basically one of the most powerful engines I've ever driven. And in this case, it's connected to a 7-speed Allison transmission, but you can also get, of course, different transmissions. For example, the new DT12V, which is a Detroit transmission 12-speed, automated manual, or you can get this automatic transmission like in this truck. This is kind of a weird, bizarre feeling. Like, I've off-roaded our Ford Super Tremor truck, which had a lift kit on it, but this is well beyond anything that I've done before. I'm sitting on top of the world, really high up. The hood allows me some visibility. I have corner mirrors, so I can kind of see by my front axle and the obstacles I'm about to go around. And these side mirrors are solid as a rock. It's so beautiful. I can see around it all the way. And of course, you also have brand new styling elements. There's kind of an air intake over here on the driver's side. There are brand new headlights. The team at Western Star spent a long time actually getting the headlights just right. They're LED and they have this built-in warming system to melt ice or maybe remove moisture. But that's not all, because this truck is all about function, reliability, durability, right? It's a working truck that will work for decades probably. So they've redesigned the hood system. So if you look right here, this has this suspension system for the hood. Springs, struts that help actually cushion the hood. And it's very important off-road specifically because you're going over rough terrain And usually what would happen, the hood would be starting to vibrate, shake, and twist. It's also it's bad for the hood itself because it can crack maybe and get damaged. But also, when you're the driver looking over it, it's also kind of annoying, right? When the hood is vibrating. So that helps with that. And of course, the suspension system has been redone a bit to actually make this truck actually easier to drive. Next obstacle is these kind of little bumps. This is to test the breakover angle and articulation. No, actually, I mean, this is not a true off-road truck, but is the biggest off-road truck of them all. So as you saw over there, I was climbing over moguls, doing a bunch of different stuff. And what enabled it is actually, really beefy tires, of course, but also locking differentials. But these axles are humongous. And you can kind of see them over here, as well as the shocks. And this truck, with 34,000 pounds of rock in the back of it, feels even better than empty, of course, and feels like a regular dually just going along. This truck also has a brand new way to get into it. The new staircase system has a new cab, as you can see here, and there's plenty of space even for taller guys to get in, even with a hard hat, as I'm doing right now. And then you're greeted to this kind of cockpit, really driver-oriented space. Down here in the center, this is the way to operate the dump bed. You have a tailgate lock, and then you have up and down. But in order to get this working, you have to enable the PTO. Actually, two different PTO systems, power takeoff units, here and here. So you have all the switches for that. Then down here, you have your axle locks. So you have your axle interlock and then differential lock front and rear. This is part of a demonstration of the rock-free mode. What is that? Well, it's a new feature for the DT12B automated manual transmission. When you put it into the special mode, when the truck is kind of bogged down, like he's going to try to do, it will allow you to rock it back and forth and get out of trouble. Let's watch this. The diff locks are not engaged. You can kind of see the tires spinning. And then finally he'll engage rock-free mode, and let's see if the truck can be unstuck. And that, of course, saves you a ton of trouble, money, because you don't have to get a bulldozer in here or something else to pull you out. All right, let's get serious for a moment. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get some actual work done. We're gonna get 2 scoops of gravel, 17,000 pounds per scoop. That should be a lot of fun. Let's do this. This is unreal. This is a good day at the office, guys. That's a big boy loader. Quick too.
He's good.
He knows what he's doing. Oh, I can feel it rocking a little. We need to put down the axles, right?
Yeah, we should put down the axles.
right, I just put 2 extra axles on the ground. Now I have 5 axles. All right, let's haul the load. So first of all, air cushion seat. That helps with comfort when you are off-road. Steering wheel is very large, but really nice. I like the texture of it. You have a lot of controls right here, from your cruise control system, your Detroit Assurance driver assistance suite of technologies. Yes, this dump truck has adaptive cruise control system. And of course, some of the menus and volumes and phone controls. And here is the way you operate your transmission. It's a little stock on the steering column. This, like I said, is an Allison transmission, but if it was the DT12V, it'd be the kind of the same way to operate it. You basically twist this into drive or reverse. You can also operate different engine brake modes and different modes with this button. Visibility and safety are critical, obviously, when you're working with a big truck, because it feels nice and nimble, but then you have to remember you're carrying over, 32 tons of weight with you. So they've improved the visibility by increasing the glass area, so you can see actually to the back. You can see your hydraulics. You can see the bed operation in this case. In the front, you can also see through the windshield and actually down the hood. So fully loaded, right now I'm close to 64,000 pounds in this dump truck all together. And my extra axles are down. I can see actually the front additional axle steering with me. And I can also feel that the truck is a little bit slower. So I'm using a little bit more throttle, but still very easy going. So now I see the pit and it says danger, steep vertical cliff. And I'm hauling 64,000 pounds. Okay, no falling. That would be bad. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to be careful. I'm second gear, so it should provide some engine braking for me. Okay, I'm going down into the pit of despair. But it's actually quite easy. I'm still using a little bit of brake. Now I have some engine braking too. So all the latest tech that we're used to in cars, SUVs and trucks are actually making it here to the big giant semis. So in here on the passenger side are 2 radar sensors looking forward and backward for basically blind spot monitoring and lane change warning. There's also radar in the front by the bumper. There's a camera up there in the windshield looking forward. All those systems are working together to provide you adaptive cruise functions and other assistance technologies that are currently, in luxury cars and trucks. These trucks are also equipped with this, the front tow pin. So if you are stuck, or if you need to pull somebody out, or you need to be pulled out, this is rated to about 80,000 pounds. You can also find these rated at about 140,000 pounds. Now I'm heading up the hill. I'm gonna use as much torque as possible. I'm doing well still. It seems like it's keeping my speed. This is what I would call the pit of despair gauntlet. This is not the eye gauntlet, but this is a very heavy load. The most we've done a TFL truck actually. No problems whatsoever. I had more reserve power left, so wasn't using everything. All right, so for the final step, I need to drop off this rock.
So what you do is you just engage that like that. If you jump here, the screen automatically takes you to the preset engine RPM, 900. You can use your left hand controls on the steering wheel to go up or down. You can select what engine speed you want. Open our tailgate lock. Okay, your tarp is already open.
Yes.
And then the only other thing you do is you do your release here and then you raise the bit.
Kind of see it right there.
drive, and then we'll get the full takeoff.
That's about it, huh? I didn't even have to get out to actually dump all this rock. The tailgate lock, the bed operation, everything is just a couple of switches and a lever away. This is way easier than I expected. Last step, lift the tag axles. Guys, I'm still just in shock at how easy one of these trucks is to drive, but you always have to remember it's very heavy, very big vehicle, so yeah, it demands respect, but I was just amazed about how easy it is to operate. Had no idea. And guys, one of these trucks, depending on the configuration, you know, they start around maybe $90,000, they go up to about $150,000, maybe a little bit more, depending on options. I mean, they should last you decades. So I hope you enjoyed this off-road review, and go back to tfloffroad.com for the latest news, views, and real-world semi-truck, dump truck, off-road reviews.